Hey, what's up guys? Sloth King here. Today I'm working on my 4th gen Toyota 4Runner, and you won't believe it, I have a bad front wheel bearing and a very warped wheel hub. So, as you guys might know, if you're returning, I replaced these bearings about 2 years ago, shortly after I got the 4Runner, and I replaced them with Beck Arnley units. So I found out that I have a shake going on, and I thought it was coming from the rear of the car because I feel it in the body. Come to find out, after checking everything out, it's coming from my front passenger wheel. So I used a dial and I put it on the rotor, and it was about 10 thousandths out. And I initially thought that the rotor might have been warped, but I went one step further because I just did a 5th gen brake caliper upgrade, and those are brand new rotors, probably about 7,000 miles on them, maybe. So actually they're really not brand new if they have 7,000 miles on it. But anyway, so I checked the hub itself, and the hub is 10 thousandths out. I don't think my rotor's warped. I'll check that in a little bit. But so what I have to do again is more wheel bearings. I only had a 1-year warranty on the Beck Arnley. I thought I had a longer one, so that's null and void. And I'm not too happy about it because I have to do this again, and the cost doing this whole job again, I could have just bought OE Toyota bearings and hub. So if you're watching this, don't get like really cheap aftermarket stuff. Actually, these the Beck Arnley stuff was about a little over $100 a piece on a side with the bearing and hub already pressed together. So long story short, I was going to pick up a press and get either NSK or Koyo bearings and then get like a Toyota hub. The Toyota hubs are about $100 a piece, and I needed this now because the shaking is getting pretty bad. So my only option for right now was to go aftermarket, and I found this brand after doing a bunch of research, this brand SKF. Not to be confused with SKP. SKP is a garbage company. SKF is a Swedish company, and they make some of the best bearings out there next to like Japanese ones. So if you're watching this and you want to get some bearings for your 4Runner or any Toyota or any car actually, you either go with Koyo, NSK, or SKF. So the cool thing about SKF is that if they don't have their bearings in stock, they will source out either Koyo or NSK. Especially if you're getting like a hub assembly like I just did. So chances are it's a 50-50 shot, like either you'll get the SKF bearings or you will get either Koyo or NSK, which are top quality bearings. So I decided to just go ahead and order those. Everyone loves them, and I'm going to put those in today. Now, I'm not going to film the whole thing because I already did a video on how to do your front wheel bearings on this. You can check it out up here. But I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention to get quality wheel bearings and or wheel hub assemblies. So I'm going to go through and do this job. I'm going to show you the slop that is in the passenger side wheel compared to the driver's side. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick. All right, so here is the passenger side wheel. Sorry if you hear the fan in the background. It is about 95 to 100 degrees outside, and it is roasting in here. So I have the front of the car jacked up about a couple inches so that way I can rotate the wheel. Now, whenever I've been driving, I've been hearing a tick, 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 tick sound whenever I'm going about 40 miles an hour and up. And it goes away whenever I press the brakes. So that means it's some hub issue that keeps slapping. But anyway, this is the play. You're gonna have a little bit of play back and forth because the front tie rods want to move in and out, but there should not be this much play. See how much play is in that? And yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of sidewall flex when you have bigger tires like this on an SUV or a truck, but it should not be moving that much. Let's go check out the driver's side. All right, now here's the driver's side. Same test. Yeah, I'm only getting a little bit of tire flex here, but the whole wheel is not moving like this. That is pretty bad. So I went ahead and I just ordered 2 SKF wheel bearing assemblies. And with these, you got to make sure that if you're doing this job, go ahead and get the Toyota wheel bearing O-rings and order the inner wheel seal. That's where the front axle goes into. You're gonna have a seal that seals the inside of the bearing section in your hub itself, or your knuckle, I should say. So if you guys want these part numbers, I will have everything in the link in the description below, so that way you can get some good quality parts. I'm doing both sides, so that way I don't have to deal with it. So anyway, I'm gonna do this job off camera. I will show you here in a few minutes whenever I open up the new bearings to see what kind of bearings I got, either SKF, Koyo, or NSK. All right, so in this first box over here, there's no letters on this bearing, nor are there any on this bearing, so they're gonna be on the other side of the bearing. But I don't know which bearings are in here, but I know that these are actually going to last, and I'm fairly positive that these hubs will not warp either. On another note, these bearing assemblies have a 5-year warranty, along with it's like 5-year warranty or 60,000 miles. So I'm pretty happy about that. I don't have to worry about them going out in 1 year. So if anything happens, I'm fine for 5 years, which is totally cool. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start replacing all this stuff, and yeah, I'll update you guys whenever I'm done and how smooth the ride has become. All right, guys, here is an update. I am pretty much done with this side. I just need to torque down the axle nut and then throw on my caliper and wheel, and then I'm completely done. So I threw the rotor back on, and we're gonna see if this is warped at all. So I have the dial gauge on the face of the rotor. It is completely squared up, and let's see if it is warped. Right now it is moving, oh, sorry, I keep bumping the camera, but it is moving about 1/1000th of an inch. Yeah, it's not warped. If that rotor was warped, you would see the dial on here just move like crazy. Now, I wish I would have taken a video. I think I did actually when I made the video on how to use the dial indicator. Now, this hub, it was going from 0 to 10, 0 to 10, and it was just like super warped. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this job. But rotor's completely fine, and I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just gonna throw it back together, do the driver's side, and then go for a test drive and see if the vibration that I've been feeling is completely gone. So I'm gonna finish this up, and then I might go for a ride with you guys. All right, guys. The ride is so much smoother. I'm going about 40 right now, and usually you would see my phone just vibrate a bit and shake, and right now it is not. It gets worse whenever I go highway speeds, but the last week or so, it just did it at 40 and above, and this is super smooth now. All right, guys, so that completely fixed all of the shaking that I was experiencing, which I'm pretty happy about. I did notice that I still have like a small rear wheel bearing sound going on, but all the shaking is gone. So in the near future, I am going to be doing some rear wheel bearings on the 4Runner, so I need to pick up a press in order to do that. So I'll be needing to pick up a press to do that. But yeah, if you guys want to use these parts instead of the Beck Arnley ones, I will link them in the description below, and I will also update the other video as well. And if you guys like the video, the little update, awesome. Hope I can help you guys out in buying the better parts. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next ride.